2.3.4 Bible Metaphors deciphered. The mode of existence of the four-position foundation. All beings which have completed the four-position foundation, by fulfilling the three-object purpose through origin, division, union, action, move in circular, elliptical, or spherical paths. As a result, they exist in three dimensions. Let us now investigate the reason for this. Through origin, division, union, action, the dual characteristics of God are projected to form two distinct and substantial object partners, which interact with each other as subject partner and object partner. The object partner responds to the subject partner to form a common base, and begins give and take action around the subject partner, as they are held in balance by the force of giving centrifugal and the force of receiving centripetal. The object partner revolves around the subject partner in a circular motion, and thus they become harmonious and unified. In the same manner, the subject partner becomes an object partner to God, revolving around God and thus attaining oneness with Him. When the object partner becomes completely one with its subject partner, their union can stand before God as a new object partner, resembling His dual characteristics. Moreover, the way for any object partner to stand as an object partner before God is by making oneness with its subject partner. In this union of subject partner and object partner, the subject partner and object partner are themselves composed of dual characteristics. These, by the same principle of give and take action, carry on their own circular motions. Thus, we see circular motions of give and take action within both the subject partner and object partner, which are simultaneously engaged in the greater circular motion within their union. Although there are moments when the two levels of circular motion among subject partners and object partners may happen to have orbits on the same plane, in general, because the angle of revolution around the subject partner is constantly changing, this circular movement becomes a spherical movement. In short, all beings which have completed the four-position foundation carry on circular and spherical movement, and hence their mode of existence always becomes three-dimensional. Let us take the solar system as an example. The planets, standing as object partners to the Sun, each form a common base and engage in give and take action with the Sun. Through centripetal and centrifugal forces, revolving around the Sun in elliptical orbits, the planets attain harmony and oneness with the Sun to form the solar system. At the same time, the planet Earth, as a composite body of dual characteristics, rotates on its own axis. This is also true of the Sun and the rest of the planets. They are in continuous rotation on their own axes, because they too are composite bodies of dual characteristics. The orbits caused by give and take action in the solar system do not occupy exactly the same plane. Rather, due to the varied angles of their orbits and rotations, the solar system exhibits spherical motion in three dimensions. Likewise, all heavenly bodies exist in three dimensions, by virtue of their circular and spherical movements. When the countless heavenly bodies carry on give and take action with each other, they form one body and thereby give structure to the universe. The universe exists in three dimensions as governed by the same principle. Its elements engage in spherical movements. When an electron forms a common base with a proton and engages in give and take action, it moves about the proton in a spherical or otherwise three-dimensional pattern. Thus, they unite and form an atom hydrogen. The electron and the proton are themselves composed of dual characteristics that cause them to spin in continuous rotation. Therefore, the circular motion arising from the give and take action between the proton and electron is not limited to an orbit on one plane, but, by continuously altering its angle of revolution, creates a spherical movement. Through spherical movement, the atom thus exists in three dimensions. By the same token, the magnetic force between positive and negative poles causes electrically charged particles to precess in spherical movement. Let us consider the example of human beings. As the object partner to the mind, the body establishes a common base with the mind and engages in give and take action with it. Figuratively speaking, the body then revolves about the mind and attains complete oneness with it. If and when the mind stands as an object partner before God and revolves around Him, resonating in oneness with Him, and when the body becomes one with this mind, the individual will resemble God's dual characteristics, and thus stand as God's embodied object partner. Thereupon, the person fulfills the purpose of creation. The mind and body are also each composed of dual characteristics, so they carry on continuous movement within themselves. Thus, the circular movement produced through the give and take dynamic between mind and body ceaselessly alters the angle of revolution around God and becomes spherical. People who have realized the purpose of creation exist as three-dimensional beings who always lead their lives in spherical relationships centered on God. This is how they can attain mastery even over the incorporeal world. When the circular movement of the subject partner and the object partner on a single plane becomes a spherical movement in a three-dimensional orbit, the dynamism and creativity of the universe unfolds. Variations in each orbit's distance, shape, state, direction, angle, force and velocity are manifest as the beauty of creation in its infinite variety. Just as all beings have internal nature and external form, there is a type of spherical motion that corresponds to internal nature, and a type that corresponds to external form. Likewise, there is a center of motion that corresponds to internal nature, and a center that corresponds to external form. These two centers have the same relationship as that between internal nature and external form. What is the ultimate center of all these spherical movements? Human beings are the center of all created things, which are embodied object partners to God's dual characteristics in symbol. God is the center of human beings, who were created as his embodied object partners in image. Consequently, the ultimate center of all spherical movements in the universe is God. Let us consider this further. Every object partner to God contains a subject partner and an object partner within itself. The center of their relationship is the subject partner. So the center of the union between subject partner and object partner is also the subject partner. Since God is the center of the subject partner, he is also the ultimate center of the union. As discussed above, the three substantial object partners to God, subject partner, object partner, union, also form common bases with each other. As each of the three takes the central position, and becomes one with the others through give and take action with God as their ultimate center, they fulfill the three-object purpose and establish the four-position foundation. Accordingly, the ultimate center of the four-position foundation is God. All things that have established four-position foundations in this manner are individual embodiments of truth. As mentioned before, individual embodiments of truth are divided broadly into individual embodiments of truth in image, human beings, and individual embodiments of truth in symbol, the rest of the creation. The universe is composed of countless individual embodiments of truth, mutually related to each other in good order, from those of the lowest level to those of the highest level. Among them all, human beings occupy the highest level. Individual embodiments of truth revolve spherically around each other, with those of a lower level acting as object partners to those of a higher level. Thus, the center of any spherical movement is an individual embodiment of truth of a higher level, which acts as the subject partner. The centers of the countless symbolic individual embodiments of truth are interconnected from the lowest to the highest. The highest centers are human beings, who are individual embodiments of truth in image. Let us examine the centrality of human beings. Science holds that elementary particles are the most basic building blocks of matter, and explains that they are composed of energy. Considering the purpose of existence of the individual embodiments of truth that make up the material universe at different levels, we can surmise energy exists in order to form particles, particles exist to form atoms, atoms to form molecules, molecules to form matter, and matter exists for the creation of all the individual entities in the universe. Likewise, the activity of energy is for the purpose of forming particles. The activity of particles is for atoms. The activity of atoms is for molecules. The activity of molecules is for matter. And the activity of matter is for the purpose of constructing the universe. What is the purpose of the universe? What is its center? The answer to both questions is none other than human beings. This is why God, after creating human beings, commanded them to have dominion over the universe. If there were no people to appreciate the universe, then it could be likened to a museum without any visitors. The articles on display in a museum attain their true value, and are cherished as historical relics, only when there are people who appreciate, love, and take delight in them. Their relationship with human beings gives value to their existence. If there were no one to appreciate them, then what meaning would their existence have? The same holds true for the universe, whose lords are human beings. The diverse things in creation enter into mutual relationships with a common purpose when human